AI hallucinations in court papers spell trouble for lawyers.
Is artificial intelligence rewiring our minds?
AI steals entry-level jobs as graduates can't find work.
How an AI could turn us all into paperclips.
Right, so here we are. We're going to have a go at making a podcast, aren't we, Dave?
We are, yes.
Have you got everything you need?
I've got everything I need. My Pepsi Max.
Dave drinks about 8 cans of Pepsi Max a day, don't you? Don't drink any water from the tap, do you?
No, just Pepsi.
I'm sure that's really good for you. Let's explain what we're doing. I'm Stephanie Power and I'm a journalist, ex-Radio 4.
Professor David Reid. I'm a professor of AI and spatial computing.
We've been together for over 15 years. In fact, it's our wedding anniversary today.
Today, 14 years today.
You're just going to really annoy me. So you're already annoying me. Wow. So anyway, when we first got together, you were trying to explain what you did for a living. You're a professor in AI now. You weren't. You were a lecturer in AI, and our second date, you were trying to explain quantum computing to me. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
So this is 15 years ago. Whenever we went anywhere, people would ask you what you did, and you would say you worked in AI. Then people would say, well, what is that? Because nobody knew.
Yeah.
And then there would always be a disagreement.
Yeah.
So I remember being at a wedding and we were at the dinner bit and we were sitting next to this bloke and you were saying at some point computers will be able to think better than humans, and he just was like, no, that isn't going to happen.
I now pronounce you Scouse and Spouse.
Back then, nobody believed that AI could be creative in any sort of way. That was actually the argument they had. It was basically they can't be creative. Whereas now everybody expects, particularly with generative AI, that they are creative.
So the reason why we're having a go at doing this is because if I look on LinkedIn, all I'm getting is people talking about AI in that kind of knowing way, and yet they weren't talking about it a year ago. When I listen to podcasts, political and news podcasts, everybody's talking about AI and the presenters are saying in this kind of authoritative way, this is going to be bigger than the Industrial Revolution. I just was thinking, well, that's what Dave's been saying for ages.
Donald Trump tried using AI to write his speeches, but they made too much sense.
But the age we are, and the age my friends are, Gen X, people know something's coming. They don't know what, they're scared of it. They don't know what it's going to do to their jobs. They're of an age where they still have to work. There might be some people who are a bit older hoping they're just going to sort of slip under the wire and get to retirement. But I just thought that, wouldn't it be great to do something where we rely on your expertise and we find out what people are worried about, what they're worried about at work, get them to ask us questions that you can answer. We can talk about ethics. We can talk about the problems with the environment. We can talk about policy, because to me, that's the most important thing. It's like, yeah, but how should we be using it? So that's not about AI's capabilities. That's about policy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the conversation's changed to a certain extent. We're moving on now from what it can do, what's possible and what's probable, and how we should integrate that into our daily lives. And that is policy. I think that's where a lot of politicians are being left behind, really, on the policy aspect to it. The significance of what's going to happen in the future isn't being addressed.
Politicians are arguably always behind when it comes to new technology. Another thing that you often say is people need to understand the workings of AI. And I say, no, they don't. That's like telling me I need to know how a car works to be able to drive it. I don't need to know how a car works. I can use it. I don't need to know the back end of it. Why would you say we need to know the back end of AI?
Because if you don't understand what's going on beneath the surface, you're abdicating responsibility to somebody else, really. Not only the designers, but in essence, what you also abdicating responsibility to the AI itself. And that can get dangerous pretty rapidly. Because if you don't understand why a particular answer comes out, you basically take that as the truth.
The AI diet? Programmers are developing code that will include all the nutrition and vitamins we need.
I think it's important for this podcast that we try to make this as accessible as possible for people who are not really technologically minded. And that's what I want us to do. This isn't a techie podcast. This is about what's going on in society and how it's going to impact.
Essentially, there's lots of different types of AI out there, and we're just basically everybody has become aware of one particular type in the last couple of years. Large language models, GPTs, basically. That's one very, very small aspect of the entirety of AI. And because you got a vague grasp of that, doesn't mean that other AIs out there don't exist, that do different things in fundamentally different ways.
Coming soon from Power Productions.
Married to the Machine, with Stephanie Power, Professor David Reid, and me, the AI.